All right, we're going to take this opportunity to look at Aidan's backstroke from above the water from the side. And again, we're going to go and just go nice and slow motion here to start out with. As we get into his backstroke, we can see again, as we saw underwater, we can see right here a good hand entry as far as a pinky entry goes. That looks great. And then we can see on the other side, both sides get really good pinky entry. We like that a lot. Now, one of the things we notice here, and you kind of see how flat that wrist is, right? So you've kind of got your wrist pointed. So instead of actually coming up thumb first, which is what we want to see, you're really coming up with the top of your hand first. You can see it right here. That wrist is bent, and right at the very top there is when you kind of start to turn that pinky over. You got to make sure that thumb is up as you come out of that water. And the other thing we want to make sure we do, this arm's nice and straight, but you can kind of see how curved that wrist is. Try to keep your wrist more in line with your forearm. You want to make sure that both are really all straight, one position. You don't want to have that hand be bent. You're starting to straighten out right at the very end, and that's good. You kind of see that kick sometimes with your right knee. Comes a little bit high. As we look right here, that chin could go back just a little bit more, but all in all, it's a pretty good body position. And again, you can see how your wrist is pointed down and your arm is straight, but you're really not finishing that pull. So where we couldn't see that underwater, we can definitely see that above water. So do make sure we get that wrist a little bit more straight. Always come thumbs out, pinkies in. If you watch that right leg, you can see something that right leg comes out a little bit too high. It's good left knee, very good leg there. Good there, and then here was that left hand entry, and then here comes that big kick. So make sure you're really a little bit more careful on that left hand entry. Don't over kick to that right side. Good job with your feet. I like how your feet are just a little bit past, probably a little bit past being right together, a little bit right at hip width apart, so that's good. Nice streamline. Again, right here, you can see the backstroke flags are right here, and that's right where you're hitting them already, and you're going to go well past that line. The one thing you can kind of see here, and I don't think I saw as much underwater, but you can kind of see where your chin is tucked a little bit, okay? And it's hard to see, I know, because it's, obviously because you're underwater, but do try to let that head lay back. One of the reasons why we tend to wear nose clips at times is because if you actually put your head back with a nose clip, you don't let water coming in. And when you see your chin tucked here, the reason your chin gets tucked is because you're trying to prevent that water coming in. So if you have that nose clip, that does actually help a little bit. Good first stroke with your left hand. Right hand, you kind of stayed up a little bit long. You kind of see here, you've just finished your stroke, and you're still underwater, still underwater, still underwater, then you start that stroke. So make sure we get that stroke here a little bit earlier, and this stroke here maybe just a little bit later, because that way you won't sit at your hip so long. But all in all, the breakout's pretty good. I mean, it's one of the better breakouts I've seen, Aidan, so nice job there. Good, man. I'm so proud of your backstroke. Keep up with the hard work.